Hello.
Hello. Things are right in the world again. I'm not driving anymore.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Drive Away podcast. My name is Baz.
And I'm Jen.
And we just saw Wake Up Dead Man, which is the new Knives Out movie.
This is the first not AMC film that we've gone to.
Yes, we paid money to go here.
My dad bought me a ticket.
I bought my own. Big old cast as per usual. Daniel Craig, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington,
Directed
Andrew
by
Scott,
everyone's
Cailee Spaeny.
favorite Star Wars director, Rian Johnson.
I like him. The Last Jedi is good.
Boo, bad take.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I fucking enjoy all these Knives Out movies. This one's no exception. I think this one's my second favorite over Glass Onion. The first one is peak. But I think they're all stellar. My big complaint for this one is that for the first 45 minutes, there's no Benoit Blanc.
Yeah, it takes too fucking long to set up the mystery for a mystery film. It literally goes on fucking forever.
I think that it does a good job of setting up possible motives and red herrings, and also leaving in every single... I would actually like for this review for us to not spoil the mystery, if we can. We can try.
I can't.
Okay, well, but as is usual with the Knives Out movies,
They're spoiling things.
laying everything out early on, but it's things that you don't realize until the end, peeling back the layers.
Well, you say as is usual, but they didn't do that in the second one.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. They had a 30-minute flashback sequence after to throw some extra bullshit in there at random, and that was dumb, and that's why I don't like the second one.
Okay. Well, what did you think about this one? You didn't like it?
I think it was mid.
Damn.
I don't think that it had anywhere close to the same sauce as the first one. I don't think that... I think that Benoit Blanc was kind of neutered in this film. He was not as funny, and he didn't even come across as intelligent. He just kind of felt shoehorned. I felt like Daniel Craig didn't really care about being Benoit Blanc like he did in the first two films. And I liked the pitch, I guess, but I felt like they did a terrible job with setting up all of the suspects and supporting characters.
I disagree. I think
I don't know anything about any of them. They're not characters, they're just plot devices.
I disagree with that. I think that
Save for the son.
I think that they weren't in the movie enough for sure, but I disagree that we don't know anything about them. It's all laid out at the beginning.
Yeah, but it's okay, it's a lawyer woman who raises this weird political groiper, and also, there's a doctor whose wife left him, and also there's
if only
this
there
woman
was
with
an
nerve
app
damage.
where we could discuss.
And there's this
Jeremy
woman,
Renner's
this cellist with
performance.
nerve damage, and it relates how they all know. The lawyer is the lawyer of the priest, and the woman in the wheelchair wants the priest to heal her, and then the groiper guy wants to evangelize the priest and make him the president. But as characters, none of them really have motivations until an hour and a half in, when we get the big oh look, they're all the suspects, except even then no one really has a motivation, really, save for, and I'm spoiling it, save for Jeremy Renner, and it's not even Jeremy Renner that does it.
Well, Glenn Close does too.
Who's Glenn Close?
Martha. The old lady.
Well, yeah, but she wasn't in that room. In that scene.
What do you mean?
She wasn't... Oh, yeah, she was there.
Yes, she was,
She didn't
babe.
do anything. She just sat there. But
Well, what happened was when Josh Brolin went down the line saying all the things he was going to expose about everyone, the camera focused on her. he didn't say anything, but it was just her look.
Yeah.
And then it called back to that moment later.
That's fair. I still think that, like, no one in the room of the people that he was, like, giving, or that the audience were being fed reasons to believe that they would kill them, like, had a motive save for Jeremy Renner. And I appreciated in this film that they didn't do what they did in Glass Onion, and what I hate about Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13. That, like, we saw a lot of the information early on, and we saw it on a first watch through and not a flashback, and then they show it in a flashback after pointing, like, a little detail out, but we've already seen that footage. Like, it's just reminding the audience as opposed to, like, showing us an entirely extended series of scenes that we'd never seen before. And I like adding context, which I liked. I really liked Josh O'Connor as a protagonist.
Yeah, he was great.
He did a really good job.
I want Knives Out All-Stars is what I want. give me like, get fucking, I don't know, who are some folks? Get Chris Evans back in here. Get Jamie Lee Curtis.
Isn't he in jail?
I don't care.
The character, not Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, give me Jamie Lee Curtis, give me
oh yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis was in the second.
Yes. Give me Edward Norton again, or did he die? I don't remember. Give me yeah, I want All Stars. That's what I want.
Yeah, I just like I felt like I cared less about solving the mystery in this one than I just kind of like cared about like the, like, I don't know, I was more interested in like Josh O'Connor, and like by an extension, yeah, that means you want to solve the mystery so he's exonerated, but like it's so plain to see to literally everybody that he's not guilty. Well, save for the cop characters.
I think they did a good job though with layering it, that like obviously he's not guilty of killing Monsignor Wicks, but like that he might have had some involvement in it, which he wound up not. But like I think that there was a good job done with setting up the mystery aspect of it, especially when directly like calling to the Hollow Man. And I don't know, like I disagree with a lot of what you're saying personally. I also think, I mean, dialogue on the nose, but these movies are always a little bit satirical about some issue. But this one more specifically about, I think it's fair to say Catholic Church rather than just Christian in general, but like, and how the culty aspects of that. And
I thought it was more focused on like the modern conservative uprising.
Well, yeah,
commentary on that.
I was gonna get there.
Oh. As opposed to Catholicism.
Well, like how they're kind of intertwined.
That's fair.
And how, and I mean, like the scene at the end with Lee, Andrew Scott's character, when he finally publishes his book, his right-wing book about Monsignor Wicks.
Who's Josh Brolin, who's the priest.
His only audience are a bunch of old white men who are clearly very conservative, and he's kind of pissed about it. But yeah, just like how faith can be used to manipulate to get what they want and then discard you after. Which, for those of us who grew up or were raised Catholic, this is not exactly a new topic, but I think it was done very well.
The thing I also think was done really well in relation to that was that, like, the main character's a priest in a movie that's critiquing religion, and yet it made it, like...
It never said that religion was the bad thing.
Yeah, it was showing, like...
how people use it.
Yeah, it was, like... Josh O'Connor's character was, like, very positive, and all of the moments where he got to be a priest were, like, very heartfelt, and, like, he was comforting people in need and, like, doing acts of service, and I really liked that. They were showing that side and aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was, like, because it's really easy to just be like, yeah, this thing sucks, and And I think that like what I'll give it credit for was that they showed positives to it.
I think the writing was really
and overall it was a positive.
Yeah, but just I think in the way that they kind of develop and introduce like Monsignor Wicks, like I don't know if inner circle, but I guess they call it his flock.
Yeah.
So like all the supporting cast that are like the people who are constantly at church. And I think the big thing too that was very interesting to me was when they were talking about how there's like no newcomers at the church anymore because Wicks just calls them out, like calls the newcomers out and gets aggressive and in their face to like make an example and like to do an us versus them thing.
Yeah, and he's radicalizing the core group of people.
And then the flock who stays there, they watch the person leave and they feel a bit of joy in that, like, oh well, since I'm doing this, that means he likes me and like I'm not going to be the one running out of here in shame, sort of thing. I think it was well developed, and I disagree with your assessment about the supporting cast. I just wish they were in it a bit more.
Yeah, I felt like I didn't think that, because the whole crux because there's a big scene where Wicks reveals that he has all this shit to blackmail or expose every single person. And he tells them all, he's like, I'm going to reveal all of this about you and burn all of you to the ground, because his son, the mega Groiper guy, wants Wicks to, as he says, he's like, thin the herd, like burn the flock, because he wants Wicks to run for president and he doesn't want any of these people with these negative things. Like Jeremy Renner is a drunk doctor who gets drunk and then fucking practices on children and adults or whatever. It's like he doesn't want all these people with these negative things attached to him attached to Wicks, so he wants to like fucking get rid of everybody. And so that's the whole big crux of like the setup for that's supposed to be every single person's motivation, is that none of these people want this information out, or in the case of Cailee Spaeny, she's just so pissed off that Wicks lied to her that he couldn't actually heal her and stole all of her money that she'd kill him.
There was a really good
there's a bit in there.
Gag is not the right word, but Cailee Spaény's character is in a wheelchair.
Yeah, she has like nerve damage or something that leaves her in a lot of pain.
But so there's that one moment where she gets, like, she stands up from the wheelchair to get something off the table. I forget what it was. And Glenn Close's character screams at the top of her lungs and goes, "It's a miracle!" And then Cailee Spaeny like, "I can walk. It just hurts."
But I think that like the whole big thing of that scene is Wicks is like, I am going to expose all of you at Easter Sunday Mass. And then they are the only fucking people in the audience at Easter Sunday Mass.
No, they didn't even get to Easter Sunday.
Oh,
Good Friday.
Oh, that was Good Friday.
Good Friday was the day that he died.
Then I missed that, but
yeah.
Still, like, they were the only 6 people in attendance in the church. I think that was a little silly that they were like afraid other people would think of things, but regardless, I think that my biggest problem was that I felt like none of the supporting cast really had a good motivation, save for Jeremy Renner, and Jeremy Renner wasn't even the killer. He was just manipulated into doing it by Glenn Close. He didn't even kill anybody.
You don't think Glenn Close had good motivation?
Not really. It wasn't, well, because the problem that I have is it's like, we need to, I guess, like, I don't know. I feel like with her, the motivation that they had, she starts saying everything in like a confessional, but it's like a big ha 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 ha, vengeance is mine villain speech. And it's like, it felt out of left field for her character.
It's a thing about sin and how she sinned as well, and she's confessing.
No, I got that, but just like, it came out in a way like there was at the fucking beginning of the movie I went, it's probably gonna fucking be her, but I had no reason to think that, and then and you have no reason to think it's her until after it's revealed it's her, and then she starts confessing and tells you why it's her. And I find that, like, obviously you want to be surprised and blindsided, but like the first movie was so fucking fantastic in the way that it, like, set everything up and, you know, gives every character motivation, and we spend time with all of our suspects, and we, like, really get into why any of them could do it before we reveal, you know, the truth of what happens. And I think that this movie did a better job than Glass Onion at that.
Janelle Monáe innocent.
But I think that... Is she the one who has, like, a clone or a twin sister or whatever the fuck? Yeah. Fuck
Janelle Monáe is the Anna de Armas and Josh O'Connor.
I hated that fucking movie.
No, Glass Onion's good.
But... yeah, I don't know. I'm on hater o'clock, unfortunately.
Yeah, that tends to be the case for you.
I wish that I really liked this movie. And I also felt the whole fucking Wake Up Dead Man thing was way too on the nose. For...
Man, I don't know. I was just giddy for when it happened.
Well, no, because, like, they didn't even... I don't know. I felt like it was so set up that it was clearly going to happen so many times that, like, you knew it was going to happen.
Well,
I liked that they had the fake out with the groundskeeper, but, like, still, regardless, it's something that I think should have felt like a shock and awe miracle that it felt to Josh O'Connor.
I was shocked that it happened.
I don't know. I figured that, well, I mean, what I thought was that Josh Brolin Wicks was in on it, and he took some tranquilizers, and Baz leaned over and said some Saw 1 bullshit. And he ordered the tomb to be open. I thought he was going in there to then come out and have a miracle, and he came back from the dead like Jesus, and now he's radicalizing to all these people on the internet. And that's what I thought was happening. That wasn't what was happening, so I was pleasantly surprised with that. But, like, early on, they're like, yes, this is a Lazarus door. It is openable from the inside, but not from the outside without heavy construction equipment. And then Glenn Close is like, yes, he will rise again. He's going to rise again. It's going to happen. He's going to rise again. And then Josh Brolin is like, yes, and then I will rise again. And it's like, they just kept hammering it in there. So when it happened, it was like, I felt like it was just...
I thought it was payoff for buildup.
I felt like it was just too much throwing it in your face that I was just sat there waiting for it to happen because there's no way it wasn't going to happen. I felt like that moment should really feel powerful and impactful, that we're fucking seeing Josh Brolin rise from the dead.
It did to me.
I don't know. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not on hater o'clock. Yeah, I think it felt powerful to me. I think, again, like, as per usual, foreshadowing and build-up. These scripts are always really tight, sans the big old flashback in Glass Onion, with how they leave little clues early. And... do I need to move over again, or am I fine?
Yeah.
Fuck! One sec. I think these scripts are always really tight with how they leave possibilities, and they give you everything you need at the beginning. And that's like Benoit Blanc's whole thing, is that, like, he already has all the stuff from the moment he steps in the door.
But he didn't. He just thought he did.
What do you mean?
He didn't have any knowledge of the diamond or the apple clue or the video footage of the meat. Like, at the beginning, he's like, I have all the pieces and I don't know what's going on. And he had, like, and then we proceed to learn, like, 50 new pieces.
I don't entirely agree, but it's the same, like, I mean, it's the thing with the audience. Like, it plays with the audience well, is my point.
Fair enough. What is your Letterboxd rating?
4.5, fuck you. Like...
I'm giving it a 3.5. Maybe a 3. We shall see. Any other thoughts?
It's really good. Go see it. Don't listen to Jen. That's my thoughts.
Okay, bye-bye.